Hi everyone, I'm Chandra.
I'm Kalia.
I'm Sarah.
We are all seniors at secondary school and have attended for all 4 years of our high school experience.
Throughout our 4 years, one thing we really want to change is the amount of awareness on the topic of Black History Month.
As you may know, February 1st sparks the month-long celebration of Black History Month.
We wanted to do something more this year, in consideration of progressing equality and equity. This year has been eventful, and it has changed a lot of people's perspectives.
We still have a long way to go for equality and diversity, and it can't just be Black people fighting for equality. Everyone must work together in the fight to end anti-Black racism.
It's no longer enough to just not be racist. We must be anti-racist. To be silent is to be compliant. If we want to truly make change, we both have to stand up and speak out about anti-racism.
And we understand that last year and this year has been unexpected. A lot has changed to accommodate COVID-19, however, this is not an excuse to stop fighting. We hope that this month you really reflect and educate yourself on Black issues.
Following, we have a video, hopefully providing some insight into Black history, achievements, and injustices. Please go into this video ready to learn something, and we hope you come out of it further enlightened.
February is Black History Month again, and I really think it's time to ask people, organizations, and schools, what are you doing to recognize, honor, support, learn about, and connect with Black people and Black history? With the Black Lives Matter rallies a thing of last summer and the pandemic dominating the news, the focus on anti-Black racism appears to have quieted down. For many non-Black people, the need for equity, inclusion, and eliminating anti-Black racism isn't so urgent. Some have simply gone back to their pre-rally mindset and the ways they're most comfortable with. Many non-racialized people have the privilege to move on to other things. Black people, however, continue to live with discrimination, and many of us face racism daily. Perhaps it shouldn't be surprising that members of the Black community are expected to keep Black History Month alive. It confirms that not enough has changed since last summer. Through many recent anti-Black racism educational sessions, I've had the opportunity to interact with people from across Simcoe County. Many participants seemed surprised to learn their world, their workplace, their lives were founded on systemic anti-Black racism. Others were shocked or appalled racism exists and vowed to begin unlearning and learning. Some deny our Black experiences by shifting the focus to themselves. When they realize their silence has made them complicit, or they've made racist mistakes in the past, they seem to need us to comfort them. Unfortunately, there's no comfortable way to confront racism. We must all continue on. Becoming anti-racist takes individual and collective awareness and acceptance that there is a problem, a deep commitment to unlearning and learning, developing an ongoing practice of disrupting and interrupting the status quo, and making course corrections when we slip up. Black people make up just over 3% of Canada's population, with even lower numbers in most Simcoe County communities. Clearly, we can't end systemic racism alone. It's great to get re-engaged during Black History Month, but it's important to keep going after February 28th. Black people are Black 365 days a year, and we don't have the privilege of tuning out inequity. To break the cycle, to build inclusion and belonging, we must work together. All of us need to change to end anti-Black racism, and that change can start with you. I'm Michelle Newton, an inclusion and diversity speaker, co-founder of Making Change and creator of Our Mosaic Lives. Thanks for listening.
To me, what it means to be Black.
Being Black to me,
being Black means...
What Black means to me.
Being Black to me means...
Being Black to me means...
Being Black to me means...
Being Black to me means having an unparalleled sense of strength and unity.
Being Black to me is strength. It's having empathy and compassion, and it's always wanting to see the best in other people.
Knowing that my ancestors made positive changes throughout history.
I am a human being of darker skin pigmentation than majority of the people who live in Canada, and it also means I am made in God's image.
I am different from majority of Canada.
It's having comfort when you see another Black person in the room.
Being strong and powerful and being a leader in this generation.
It means to me that I was gifted with the appearance that most people want to achieve but is unachievable by chemicals, as far as I know.
Because no matter what we've gone through historically, no matter what our parents have gone through, what we've gone through, we have a shared bond experiences because of our skin tone.
Having a strong and beautiful community to look up to, and learning more about my history every day, while finding the beauty in things that society tells me not to.
And standing up for others and being proud of who you are and loving your own skin.
I know I come from a rich cultural background, and one that's different from the majority of people you might meet here. And it also means that in like school discussions and stuff like that, I have an opinion or a view or point of view that majority of people wouldn't necessarily look at, considering the fact that they come from similar backgrounds possibly, or that they've grown up here for so long and for so many generations.
I have a different upbringing than others, and that I get to learn my culture and my ethnicity, as well as the different ethnicities or origins as other African Americans.
We can help other people who aren't of color learn about some of our cultures and stuff.
Oftentimes, I am the only black girl on my cheer team, but the positive side of that is when I would go to competitions, young black girls would always look up to me as a leader.
In the face of hatred and prejudice, we always find a way to be united with one another. Always. Black is beautiful, black is strength, black is perseverance, but it is also an experience.
It's feeling a sense of hopelessness every time you see a hashtag say their name on the news.
Being black to me also means that I can't go outside without having at least one person feel negatively of me.
Even though there are experiences that bond us and bring us together, a lot of them are negative.
When I was younger, little kids would always make fun of me and touch my hair without asking me, and ask insensitive questions and make fun of me because I didn't look like them.
Constantly having to remind myself that I matter, because there's way too many people that believe that I don't.
I struggled growing up wanting to be white and hating my hair and my skin and my lips, because that was just not the standard of beauty in my area.
All throughout my childhood, I remember all I wanted to do was have pale skin and straight hair, because that's what I thought beauty was. That's what society told me beauty was. It's all I saw on TV, it's all I saw on my shows, so how could I not? But as I grew and I learned, I know now that being black is beautiful.
Sometimes having to learn to love what makes us different, like our hair and the color of our skin.
Defying every poorly misguided stereotype imposed on me, and embracing every part of myself without fear that I should be anything different.
I struggled with the racism that people expressed towards me, both major and minor, because I couldn't express my feelings on it without being painted as a stereotype because I was angry about it.
And it's realizing that some people might have a bias about me before even meeting me.
I know it's not most people, I know it's not all people, but
I struggled with the excitement of learning how to drive and then realizing that if I get pulled over, that's gonna be another world of stress that I'm not ready for. And there's a major struggle, especially in the last couple of years, with people telling you clearly and subtly to your face that you don't matter.
Well, I play a lot of games online and stuff, and I know I meet a lot of bad people on there, and
We're at the point I didn't even want to go to school anymore.
I still, have a feeling that maybe once in a month there's always gonna be that one person who looks at me and just thinks negatively of me because of my skin color.
For me, being black is also to be in a perpetual state of anger and fear.
Look. And I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
The mold, the carpet, the walls itself, the classrooms, the teachers, everything that you need in the school or could use in the school is not there.
Africville, on the outskirts of Halifax, was a black community dating back to 1848. For decades, the city of Halifax refused to provide residents clean drinking water. By 1970, the city had relocated all of Africville's residents. Some of them were moved in garbage trucks.
The Computer Center riot has gained an almost mythical stature as a turning point for race relations in Canada.
In 1969, students at what is now known as Concordia University in Montreal barricaded themselves in a computer room on campus to protest discrimination by a prof against 6 black students.
This is America. Trial of George Zimmerman, gripping and emotional testimony Monday from Trayvon Martin's father, Tracy.
New details now in the death of Ahmaud Arbery, the young man who was killed while out jogging and running in Georgia.
The Breonna Taylor case, a woman shot to death in her own home during a police raid.
To the death of Elijah McClain, a 23-year-old black man who died after an encounter with police in Colorado last year.
He died after being restrained on the ground for 12 minutes, pleading and begging for some help, and yes, in fact, he was saying he could not breathe.
Yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, or I'ma get the bag. Yeah, I'm so cold like yeah. I'm so dull like yeah. We gon' blow like yeah.
The loss we carry a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew. That even as we hurt, we hoped. That even as we tired, we tried. That we'll forever be tied together, victorious. Not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division.
Obama, 47 years old, will become the president-elect of the United States.
He's coming after him. He's immortal now. Usain's done it from Beijing to London and now to Rio. It is one of the greatest athletic achievements of all time.
National Reception Committee trying to get the people, and a salute from Mr. Nelson Mandela.
Drake left last night with 13 Billboard Music Awards.
I gotta thank
foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith.
Virtual protest is spreading.
We'll talk to the heat and the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach.
Thank you.
The death of George Floyd, who
a rock, a river, a tree, hosts to species long since departed.
1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves will rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Robinson was the most hated man in the world. There was no one else who could comprehend his loneliness.
That's right, Daddy changed the world.
He did what?
That changed the world.
Daddy changed the world.
One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.